introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Mike Matson, one of the volunteer coaches of the team.
Just talk about the race.
Yeah, certainly. Excellent.
What's your chance?
No, this is great. David and I are doing this race, like the mayor said. We're going to leave in mid-December. It'll be about 40 days. We're hoping to cross the Atlantic. Really trying to raise awareness of Texas and the city as we do this. So that's one of our big causes, aside from trying to raise money for our new home. So really trying to strike that home any way we can. A lot of little things along the way with Texas sponsorship, Texas groups. We'd like to get Texas flags on the boat. We're going to have things like that. We'd like to have it flown over the city. Things, fun little things like that. So we're both local Houstonians. Love the city. Grew up in this city. Want to make sure that this money stays in the city to help make it a stronger place.
Talk about the preparations for the race.
Certainly. Currently, we are starting our prep. So the boat has been bought. It's actually sitting in the Houston Ship Channel right now. Athletically, we are on a 6-day program that's being coached by a CrossFit gym actually out in Stafford, Texas. So Jim Kelly, one of the programs out there, is our physical coach. We also have a nutritionist on board who's worrying about our diet. We'll be eating, all the food we can carry for 40 to 60 days. So we've brought on board Nick Yonko, who's going to help us out with nutrition and diet concerns there as well. And then the rest of the training is going to be on a mental side. So we're doing a lot of classwork that will be focused on sea survival skills. Crossing the ocean involves a lot of interaction with other boats potentially. So how do we communicate with them? We're in a tiny little 26-foot boat. We want to make sure they don't drive over us. So a lot of safety precautions and things like that. How do we handle conditions in a storm? How do you find your navigation by stars? A lot of different things like that as well.
Sure, I'll add in a little bit. I'm David Alviar. I'm also a native Houstonian here with Mike, and Mike actually and I met when we started rowing for coaching the team at Rice Crew together. So not just holding random oars, these are the oars themselves that we'll use across the ocean. And the students we coach actually have slightly bigger oars than these, but got a set of these. We'll be going across the ocean with these, and the whole reason we're doing this in part is a crew changed both of our lives, and we know the power it has. We want to give that back to our students. We both come from an education background. Mike itself at college level, me at K-12 level, so it's special to be able to provide that for Houston and the lessons kind of rowing teaches, especially on the east side of downtown. I live over there. It's awesome to see kind of the transformation that it's gone through already and to keep on pushing that forward with what we're doing. So big thanks to the mayor, big thanks to the Buffalo Bag Partnership for enabling us to do all this. And
Do y'all have questions?
Yeah. So how will this be covered? I mean, will there be cameras on board, or is there another boat that will accompany you?
pretty much go pros. So we feed back some information along with Twitter feeds, and Sammy hopefully updating us to we're still alive out there. So things like that. But also they've done documentaries in years past. There is like a mothership that has taken footage and things like that.
How many other teams will be out there, do you think?
Currently, there's 40 signed up. We're expecting probably 15 to 20 will only make it to race day. So actually, the part we're in right now is the hardest part, which is getting the funding to actually do it. So that's kind of where we're at.
And is there a Twitter name already? Or
Same handle, it's Row for Rice. Our Facebook's the same. All Row for Rice, and honestly, if you search Rice Crew, you'll find us through that too.
One of our big announcements as well is that this past week our boat did arrive in the city, and we have officially named the boat, which is a big deal, and it's named Ann after the deceased firefighter Ann Sullivan, who was a personal friend of mine, who went down in the Southwest End fire. So we'll be racing the Ann.
Very cool. Any more questions? All
What do you
right.
think of sharks, guys?
Bring them on.
It just makes it more exciting. We need some fresh food across the way, right? Not just packaged meals.
So will you actually have an opportunity to, everything you're going to be eating is on the boat, but
Oh, we're bringing fishing supplies. It will happen.
Whoever's not rowing.
That's it.
Okay.
And on behalf of the team, just to say thanks, we also have a little picture for you. These are our ladies out rowing on the bayou. So this is our very first semester to row on the bayou, and you can see the city in the background there. But it's kind of a...
This is very cool. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Well, as I said at the beginning, this is an opportunity to to reacquaint ourselves with the bio. One of the natural assets of Houston is that we have all these little rivers that run through the city. All a bio is a slow-moving, small river. And with our Bio Greenway initiative, with things like Rice Crew on the bio, lots of things we're doing to bring Houston back to the starting place, which was the bios. So, great luck on the
Thank you very much.
race. And they had a fun time maneuvering these oars into.
Sorry about the ceilings.
I'm gonna let them go.